The CW Twin Cities presents See What's Now, brought to you by the X Games.
Hey everybody, Jon Foss, CW Twin Cities, and I am talking with Sa-Roc. She's going to be playing at First Avenue for the X Games Kickoff on Thursday, July 19th. So everybody, you need to check that out. Sa-Roc, thank you so much for being here, and we're very excited for your show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be a part of it.
So First Avenue, I talked to you a little bit before the interview. You're not a stranger to First Avenue. You've been to Minnesota. You're actually with a Minnesota record label, Rhymesayers. So tell us a little bit about your background in coming to Minnesota, and then about playing at First Avenue.
The first time I actually played Minnesota was Soundset 2015. And that was before I was actually signed to the label. And, you know, the only thing I'd really known about Minneapolis was Prince. Prince and like the whole, you know, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Mint Condition, all of that. You know, the artists that came out of the 90s, 80s, 70s. And so I already knew there's a rich, like, musical history in Minneapolis, so I was excited about that. Soundset was dope, of course, and it just was like, wow, this is so amazing. Like, this is a hotbed for, like, creative energy. Fast forward a year, and we ended up getting courted by Rhymesayers and eventually signed by Rhymesayers. And that was dope because, you know, the family over there is really in alignment with, you know, who I am and what I am about as an artist. Just the integrity to the craft and having time and space to be able to create music that aptly expresses who I am, and then having the support of a team who actually cares about putting out quality music.
That's awesome. How does all of that eventually end up with you playing the X Games Kickoff? Are you a fan of the X Games?
I'm going to be totally honest and say I'm not really, like, into sports like that. And I don't want to say, let me rephrase that. Not into sports. I like sports. Like when I see like the playoffs or like if I go to a soccer game and stuff like that, I enjoy it. I enjoy the the spirit of competition. I enjoy if it's a sport that I'm in, like I like and I can follow, because I cannot follow football at all. But I like when I started like reading more about like what the X Games and stuff was, like I love, I've always like in my mind was like a skater girl. And until I got on my first skateboard and I almost broke my neck, and then that ended that dream.
Yeah, that'll end that quickly.
Yeah. So like I respect the whole like the sport of skateboarding, like the BMX stuff, and so I'm actually really excited to see like if we're in the city long enough to see like some of the events and stuff, because to have like that kind of fearlessness to do those kinds of things, and then finally to have what people years ago saw as only like street culture and street sports and stuff like that, had to be recognized on a larger platform. It's dope. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, cool. So you will be playing with Cashinova and Prof at First Avenue. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect at the X Games Kickoff Party.
Lots of energy. Lots of energy. I mean, I'm sure people in Minneapolis are already familiar with Prof, so he's gonna like tear it down. But my style of performing is very high energy as well. I have moments where I'm, my show's more reflective and stuff, and I talk about like social issues and more personal stuff. But like, I love that kind of hard, high intensity, like hip hop that makes your like the inevitable neck bob, the inevitable like throw your hand in the air and stuff like that. So I'm excited to rock the crowd and get everybody pumped for the just the kind of vibe of that the X Games will bring the weekend. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
And Brother Ali, you have actually collabed with him and you've toured with him as well. And he will be playing Saturday night at the Armory. Do you think that you will be showing up for his show at all and collaborating with him during his performance?
I don't know. We have a song together called We Got This, and we actually did it at this past Soundset together. So who knows? I mean, if he incorporates that in his set, usually I'll come out for that. But well, let's just say it might be a surprise.
Okay, all right. Well, a little teaser there. So you might get a little 2-for-1 if you get tickets to see Brother Ali's show. So check that out as well. Twin Cities. All right. What's your favorite collaboration that you've ever done? Was it Brother Ali or was there somebody else?
That was probably one of my favorites. Maybe with I did a joint with Elder Sensei and Sadat X. That was really dope. He actually just released that this year. And then I did a joint with Thurston Howell and Master Ace, and that was a dope one too. That was released a couple of years ago. But yeah, I've collabed with a lot of people.
Do you have any future collaborations that are coming out soon?
Yeah, I have a really exciting one, but I didn't want to reveal it just yet. It's one coming out on my album with one of my favorite. Well, not one of my favorite. He's my favorite MC. He is quite arguably the greatest MC of all time.
Okay. Well, now you got to tell us now. Come on.
I'll just say he just released the project. He just released.
It's Kanye, isn't it?
I won't say.
Is it? All right. Well, I'm saying it's Kanye. It's not. Okay. Jay-Z.
No. Mm-mm.
All right. You're not going to tell us?
I'm not going to say, but he just released the project within the past week.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do some research, and then maybe I'll throw my guess below the post here. All right. Where did the name Sa-Roc come from?
It's a combination of things. It's partially from a nickname that was derived from my actual name. The rock part of it is to signify to symbolize how hard I used to rhyme. Well, I still rhyme, pretty hard, pretty aggressive, pretty powerful. So that rock it symbolized that, and just the impenetrability of my skill. And then also it was a nod to the idea of me being a semi-precious stone gem. And then it was that at first, and then when I found out about Sa-Roc, who was one of the first female MCs in hip hop of the group Funky 4+1 More, it turned into an homage to her and to the female pioneers in the genre. So
cool.
A lot of wrapped up meaning there.
That's awesome. All right. So you recently signed with Rhymesayers. And you also released Forever, the single, and you have an album coming out. Is that correct? And when will that be available?
Yes. We're shooting for the end of this year. We're still wrapping up a few odds and ends with the album now. Yeah, and Forever, the first single off of the album. I'm really excited about it because this album will show a different side of what I've previously given as far as music releases. It's a little bit more intimate, more personal, some really dope kind of guest appearances and stuff like that, but still, not sacrificing that raw, edgy feel that I've given on all of my albums thus far. But it's a little bit scary, a little bit exciting to share more intimate details about my life and incorporating that into kind of stories and painting a picture of who I am outside of the MC Sa-Roc, or who I am as a person. So I think now people are kind of looking for more of that, just kind of real kind of content and that connectivity to artists. So it kind of coincided with where I was in terms of the content that I wanted to put out and share. So it's going to be crazy. And like I said, there's going to be some dope features on there too. So
cool. That's great. One thing I noticed looking at the history of your album releases is that you come out with a lot of albums in a short amount of time. I mean, it seems like you come out with albums a lot more frequently than most artists. Is that true?
Probably. I think part of my kind of training and development as an MC was happening in the public eye. As I was releasing albums, I was growing and getting better as an artist. So I was I would just be writing and then okay, well, this is good. This sounds good. Let's put this out. And that was the beauty of being independent and being able to just put out music whenever you felt like it. This album has taken a little longer just because, I wanted to kind of fine tune some stuff, and I really wanted to dig a little bit deeper. And then there's the benefit of having a label who understands trends and seasons and, proper release dates and, you know what I'm saying? Putting together packaging in the most palatable way. And so I'm learning that in this partnership with Rhymesayers has been invaluable. Because before, of course, the artistic quality was there. I think that we weren't kind of paying attention to like launching and releasing and all those things and how important, that can be, how important timing can be.
That's awesome. So is there any last words that you'd like to say to the Twin Cities to get them pumped up for this kickoff party?
Yeah, it's going to be dope. Like, first, I performed with Prof at Prof Outdoors a couple years ago, and it was bananas. The energy was crazy. Everybody was, the vibes were high. Everybody was excited. Like, if you want to set it off for the weekend and set the stage and the vibe for the X Games come through, we're going to be having a great time, dope hip-hop, dope music. First Ave is always, always lit. If you want to continue the vibe and energy of Soundset into the summer, come on through. It's going to be super dope. And I might be doing a new song,
right.
so yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Well, Twin Cities, make sure you check out the X Games Kickoff Party. It's July 19th, starts at 9 p.m., and it will feature Prof, Cashinova, and Sa-Roc. Sa-Roc, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.